What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke. In this episode, we'll be doing a team talk for round 18. Let's get into it. So the teams just dropped for the Collingwood Fremantle game on Saturday afternoon. Brayden Maynard returns for his first game since the Gold Coast game around 16. Steele Sidebottom comes back since the Kangaroos game where he injured his MCL in his 300th game. And Dan McStay finally comes back since the gather round, the St Kilda game, which I think he was injured the first quarter, if memory serves me correctly. That was such a long time ago. But they are three really big ins, especially leading up to the finals. This is going to be really good for Steele to get a run, especially for Dan McStay to get a run as well. Now, I know, Dan McStay played VFL last week for his first competitive game since April, had 5 touches, but that's not what it was about. We weren't expecting him to kick 8, 9, 10, 11 goals. We just wanted him to get a touch and feel of the ball. He was on limited minutes as well. So it was good to see him out and about. He gets rewarded this week. We are missing our big pillars down forward. We haven't really seen what McStay and Myercheck can do. And we won't see it again this week, unfortunately, because with Myercheck still out. But it gives us a good look. It'll give us, what our system looks like with McStay, Frampton, Mason Cox, and Ash Johnson down there as well. Going out of the team, I should have mentioned this at the start, but going out of the team, Will Hoskin-Elliott with that hand injury, Darcy Cameron with a back injury going out of the team. He couldn't train at all this week. I'm doing a couple of run-throughs, but something was wrong with his back, so he can't train. Hopefully nothing serious. And then Trent Bianco comes out as the sub. Our starting substitute this Saturday game will be Tom Mitchell. Now, in the comments, I posted up the team talk in the comments, the team selection, sorry. And there was a lot of, why is Mitchell the sub? I'm getting messages, why is Mitchell the sub? What's going on? What's going on? The world's ending. The world's ending. The world's ending. The world's not ending. Collingwood are okay. I think the plan was to always, instead of resting players, because we still want to get game time into them, we still want to keep them fit, and because there's no VFL. The VFL has got to buy. Our Collingwood boys have got to buy in the VFL. So resting Tom Mitchell is something that I think it was the plan going forward for a long time. Because if you remember, I can't specifically remember the game, but there was a game where we subbed off Scott Pendlebury in the last quarter. There was a game where we kept Darcy Moore on the bench for the whole last quarter, because if you don't need to play these guys, don't play them. And it's not like we're taking Fremantle easy or anything like that. But Tom Mitchell can still come on as that impact player, and he's just getting a rest on the pine for 2 or 3 quarters, and I think that's okay. Someone told me that the plan before Sidebottom sort of went down in that game was to always, if the game allowed us, to take off our older players. So if that meant Tom Mitchell coming off, we saw Scott Pendlebury, Darcy Moore, Taylor Adams, whoever else that might be, Steele Sidebottom, whoever else that might be, we might be seeing that for the next couple of games as a way to manage, and it's a real tactical, not so much a tactical sub, but it's a smart sub, because it's just helping us, rest players and manage players. Now, the other side of that argument is that a spit in the face to Finn McRae after 38 disposals, 5 tackles, 5 clearances, or whatever it was in the VFL? Yes and no, really, because, look, on SEN, Andy and Gazy, the run home, Craig McRae was talking about Finn McRae, and he was saying, he just needs to be patient, and unfortunately, there's just no room with all these players, and could you have just rested Tom Mitchell for this game and, put in Finn McRae? Maybe, yeah, you probably could have, and you probably should have. It's a weird one, isn't it? It's a weird one, isn't it? Because I do want to see Tom Mitchell keep playing, but all these guys, Finn McRae can't be in that team when all these guys are in that team. So would this have been a great opportunity, even for Finn McRae to be the sub and say, look, Tommy, just sit this one out. Older body, you're 31, 32, whatever it is. Let's sit this one out and give Finn a go and see what he does in the ones. But then on the other side of that, it's like, if Finn does really well, how can you then pull him back out to let Tom Mitchell in? So, I don't know, it's a real double-edged sword, a real catch-22, if you will. It's a bit of a weird one, but all in all, I really like this. I really like this lineup. The only people that we kind of are adding to this lineup in the next couple of weeks will be Brody Myercheck and Darcy Cameron. Other than that, this is a pretty full team, and you could argue that Ginnivan as well. Unfortunately, like I said, there's no VFL, so we can't get that form, but they'll probably play an intra-club match or something like that. So that sucks. But those three players are probably who will make way for in the team in the later stages of this year. And just lastly as well, Josh Galbeach, if I'm pronouncing his name right, reported that Jamie Elliott didn't train today. He was really, really crook. He didn't even go to a meet and greet the other day. So he's a wait and see. And so is Bobby Hill, apparently with some sort of injury as well. So a bit of an ankle tweak they're saying, but that's a wait and see. I think they both will play, because if we don't have Elliott, Hill, McStay's going to have his job cut out for him. There goes our two speedy forwards. Ginnivan comes in, but that's a problem for Saturday if that happens. But for now, I rate this lineup at 8.5 out of 10. I rate these ins and outs at 8.5 out of 10. Bringing in those three big names who we really need, and we get to finally see McStay go from what he is now to hopefully something bigger and hopefully something better leading into finals. Let me know your thoughts down below. How did you rate this lineup? Who would you have brought in? Who would you have taken out? Would you have made Finn McRae the sub? Tom Mitchell dropped? Let me know all your thoughts down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe. Take family, take friends, take pets. And until next time, double checkers. I'll swoop you later.